Alright, history lovers, buckle up. Today we're diving into Japan's history. And trust me, this is not your standard, here's some facts, here's some more facts, type of history. Oh no. We're talking battles, robots, samurai, sushi, and the occasional warship sailing into a port like it owns the place. So grab your favorite snack, maybe some sushi, if you're feeling fancy. And let's jump into Japan's wild history. Let's rewind to 10,000 BC. Yep, that's right, 10,000 years ago. Forget iPhones, TikTok, or even Netflix. The Jomon people were the OG creators of one thing, pottery. They were like, forget about that Snapchat filter, we're making some seriously cool pots. These early people were the world's first pottery influencers. But hey, don't judge. Those clay pots were all kinds of artistic, with intricate rope designs. If you could go back in time, they'd definitely have their own pottery tutorial channel. # pottery goals. Fast forward to 300 BC, and the Yayoi people stroll in like they own the place. They're like, so about that pottery thing, we're going to up the ante with rice farming and metal tools. No big deal, just transforming the entire country's economy and introducing the concept of metal weapons. Rice farming? Well, that's how Japan went from a bunch of pottery makers to, hey, we can feed a whole bunch of people now. Side note, is this where sushi started its rise to fame? We might never know, but one thing's for sure, Japan's food game really leveled up. By 500 AD, Japan's not just playing with rice anymore. The Yamato clan is in charge, and guess what? The emperor gets to wear a shiny crown. But here's the catch, the real power is in the hands of the shoguns, and that's when culture goes next level. Enter Buddhism. Some monks from India show up with scrolls and say, hey, ever heard of enlightenment? Japan's like, sure, bring on the temples. Now here comes the drama we've all been waiting for, the samurai. You thought your high school drama was intense. The samurai were living their best warrior lives, sticking to the Bushido code. Honor, courage, loyalty. Basically, if you showed up to a samurai fight without honor, you were done for. No slacking allowed. These guys didn't just sharpen swords, they sharpened their moral compasses. It's like the ultimate gym instructor telling you to do 100 push-ups, but way cooler. Then bam, we hit the Sengoku period. Imagine a reality show where everyone's fighting for the title of top feudal lord. Enter Oda Nobunaga, military genius, basically the Elon Musk of sword fighting. Then there's Toyotomi Hideyoshi, the original charmer who could talk anyone into doing anything. And finally, Tokugawa Ieyasu, quiet, calculating, and bam! He starts the Tokugawa shogunate in 1603. It's like watching an epic underdog story. Lots of swords, mind games, and betrayals. But hold your horses. Japan's next move is straight up unexpected. Enter the Edo period. Japan goes full Zen mode. No more fighting, just peaceful vibes for the next 250 years. Yep, 250 years of chill. They isolate themselves from the world, like your introverted friend who just wants to stay home while everyone's out partying. But inside Japan, it's like the cultural equivalent of a TED Talk marathon. Kabuki theater, sumo wrestling, tea ceremonies. Japan was thriving in isolation. If you peeked inside, it would have been a non-stop creative festival. Then, in 1853, this happens. Commodore Matthew Perry sails into Tokyo Bay with a fleet of ships and says, hey Japan, it's time to let us in. No knock, no, hey, I'm coming for a visit. Just straight up warships. Japan's like, no thanks. We're literally in the middle of a cultural renaissance here. But Perry's not hearing it. He demands Japan open its ports. It's like someone showing up at your birthday party, uninvited, and bringing a whole gang of friends. Japan's like, all right, you win. And just like that, their 250 years of isolation ends. Now let's pause for a moment to give Japan credit. They're about to pull off a major glow-up. The Meiji Restoration kicks in, and bam, Japan hits the reset button. No more feudalism, no more castles. They're like, all right, let's build railroads, factories, and a totally new military. Japan goes from, what's a factory, to, what's up world, we're here to rule. But wait, it gets crazier. Japan joins the big boys club with World War I. They're not a main player, but they're like that one kid who quietly picks up all the loose territory while the others are busy fighting. They flex their military muscles, grab some land, and boom, they're a rising power. But things get really intense in the 1930s when Japan goes full, I'm going to take over everything mode. And then, World War II. Remember that quiet flexing? Yeah, Japan goes all in. In 1941, they attack Pearl Harbor, and suddenly they've got the world's attention. It's like they've decided to challenge the big kids on the block. The US steps in, and next thing you know, Japan is caught in the mess of World War II. But it's not looking good for Japan. By 1945, the country is in ruins, its cities flattened, its military obliterated, and its empire crushed. The world thought Japan's story was done. But plot twist, Japan picks itself up like an underdog in a sports movie, dusts off the rubble, and does the impossible. Fast forward to post-World War II, and Japan is occupied by the United States. They're like, okay, let's rebuild. No war, no weapons, just peace. They draft a new pacifist constitution, and Japan's recovery is nothing short of miraculous. By the 1960s, Japan's economy is soaring. This is the Japanese economic miracle. From Sony to Toyota to Nintendo, Japan goes from bombed-out ruins to the tech capital of the world. But hold on a second, the 1980s hit, and Japan gets a little too comfy in its success. The economy balloons, and Japan becomes the cool kid in class. Everyone wants to buy the latest Sony Walkman, like it's the hottest concert ticket. But boom, the economic bubble bursts in the early 1990s, and Japan enters a rough period of stagnation, known as the Lost Decade. It's like a plot twist in your favorite Netflix series. Just when you thought everything was going too smoothly, things crash down. But, of course, Japan isn't finished. Fast forward to today, and Japan is the land where ancient tradition meets futuristic innovation. Robots? They're serving you tea. Sushi? Now there's robotic sushi chefs doing the job, making sushi faster than you can say wasabi. Fast trains? Yeah, Japan's showing off now. And anime? Well, let's just say it's a global obsession. So, there you have it. Japan's wild history, pottery to warriors, isolation to innovation, war to peace, and sushi to robotic sushi chefs. The moral of the story, never underestimate the power of a good bowl of rice, a sword, and a few good ideas. Japan's journey is a testament to resilience, reinvention, and a whole lot of creativity. Thanks for sticking around, folks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. What part of Japan's wild history shocked you the most? Until next time, keep learning, keep laughing, and don't forget to eat your sushi, or at least pretend you're a samurai.